Hello guys and welcome to my new video. I had to test out Mistweavers. I had to. They got a big upgrade, or at least a change there. Fistweaving legendary now heals for 250% of the damage done, but it only activates for 15 seconds after using Essence Font. So the whole concept is that the new Fistweaving legendary, after you cast Essence Font, your damage abilities are going to heal, and it got buffed a lot, because you can see here for the next couple of seconds my Rising Sun Kick is gonna heal, my Tiger Palm is gonna heal, my Blackout Kick is also going to heal, and it's a substantial amount that you can kind of see. The previous big concern was that the Fistweaving legendary was there just to pad healing, just to kind of, you know, keep people relatively topped off. But if you actually needed real healing, you wouldn't really rely on melee. And I think this is what Blizzard is trying to do right now. They're trying to make sure that even during heavy AoE parts, you might be, or you could, go about Fistweaving. Now, I want to get triple Blackout Kick, or Teaching the Monastery, so I use Essence Font, Rising Sun Kick, I used Thunder Focus into Rising Sun Kick, a Blackout Kick, and I didn't get a reset. But this kind of rotation might give you a decent amount. Okay, we're going to be... That was my problem there. Don't move anywhere. Again, we're using, which I'm not a huge fan of. Well, not a huge fan of Mythic Plus carrying ability. I'm gonna try and get these. I'm gonna use Essence Font. And after that, I'm gonna go into Tiger into... Okay, I'm not gonna try hit anybody here. Then the Focus T, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick didn't reset. Tiger Palm, a Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, and it's going to reset right now. Revival just to stay safe. But generally speaking, I think this should be enough, at least at this level key, to keep people alive. If we look at the last mob healing, you can see it did a substantial amount with Essence Font. Again, this legendary is tied into casting Essence Font. That's probably the biggest disadvantage of this legendary right now, is because you need to cast Essence Font to activate it. And sometimes, I don't know if it's always the best way to go about it. There's also a lot of debate, I guess there will be a lot of debate about the best rotation. First, I talked about the fact that you maybe want to have 3 Teacher of the Monastery before you're gonna cast Essence Font, then maybe to the Focus T into Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, reset, Rising Sun Kick. And you still have a lot of time to cast a few more DPS abilities, because you still have that might be the actual optimal rotation for opening. But what do you do if you don't get something like that? So with the same amount of global cooldowns, which is 4 global cooldowns, you can go Tiger Palm, Tiger Palm, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick. You're getting 3 Tiger Palms and getting 4 Blackout Kicks. Which, again, if you go with Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick, you're getting 2 Tiger Palms and 4 Blackout Kicks. But with that rotation, you have a chance of getting your Rising Sun Kick earlier, the reset for it earlier. So what is going to be the best rotation for this kind of build? I'm still not 100% sure. Do you want to get the best or the earliest rotation for Rising Sun Kick, which is going to involve Tiger Palm and Blackout Kick, or do you want to do the max amount of damage with possibility of getting an additional Tiger Palm of Tiger Palm, Tiger Palm, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick? Because you have to remember, the legendary heals off 250% of your damage done. So again, something to think about. Again, like I mentioned, this is probably all mumble jumble type of deal, but for people who have looked into or tried out optimizing their Fistweaving, it might be something interesting to think about, and I really want to hear your opinions about this, quite frankly. Let's go Red Crane here. Again, Red Crane and this legendary to some extent has synergy. You have to remember that Red Crane Tiger Palm doesn't actually heal or proc Gust of Mist. And you have to remember Red Crane Gust of Mist is actually a different spell ID. So it has certain synergy, but casting Essence Font during Red Crane... let's see if you can... I don't have it. Can be DPS. Again, this is quite easy on Monk because you can just use Revival. I'm gonna use my Touch of Death. Again, I should have used instant cast Enveloping Mist there that I got from Red Crane, but I didn't need to because the healing was, quite frankly, there was nothing to do. And I didn't even need to use my carrying ability as well. So again, if I really would think about the most optimal Covenant abilities for Mythic Plus, I don't know if I would use Kyrian. Kyrian is extremely strong in terms of pure HPS, or at least it's looking pretty strong because the mastery gain, especially from Palagos, I made a video about this before, and I feel like I would use this in raids, but in Mythic Plus I want to do extra damage. My damage is really not that great right now. I'm not optimizing my trinkets. I think Soul Igniter got changed very recently. The weak aura for it is not working on me anymore. So there is we need to heal the tank. We're gonna need to do spell. We might use a cocoon here. Again, you have to remember, this is not a good week for me to showcase Fistweaving. Actually, there's quite a few bad weeks for me to showcase Fistweaving because you have things like Spiteful. You see the little mobs chasing you? They can be really, really annoying if you're in melee. You also have affixes like Storming. Really annoying to be in melee. You also have multiple dungeons where being in melee is quite frankly really annoying. So there is definitely disadvantages to being melee as a Mistweaver. In my personal opinion, in terms of fun, I think the new legendary, the new Fistweaving legendary, the rework for it is pretty interesting. So let's try and see if we can. This is going to be really hard. I'm gonna try not to get anybody here. So okay, Rising Sun Kick. We're gonna try a Blackout Kick. We didn't get it. Tiger Palm. We're gonna use our Essence Font here. So right now, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick. Didn't get a reset, but it's fine. We had to use our Kyrian ability here for extra healing. Again, our mastery is through the roof. Because of the Kyrian ability, you can see it right now, we have 245 mastery. You probably want to have 3 Teachers of the Monastery right before you're going to use Essence Font. You might want to have Thunder Focus Tea available because you'll want to use Thunder Focus Tea into Rising Sun Kick, because your Rising Sun Kick is going to be reduced in cooldown if you use Thunder Focus Tea. So you're going to have more Rising Sun Kicks. I still feel the name of the game is going to be getting as many Rising Sun Kicks as possible. Maybe they're going to change something about this. So there is some kind of prerequisites before you want to do it. So for example, right now, I don't have my Thunder Focus Tea, but let's get 3 Teachers of the Monastery. Actually, we're going to be using our Way of the Crane anyways, or Red Crane. Essence Font, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, no reset. It's also worth noting that when we're talking about the rotation of trying to get early Rising Sun Kick resets, the reason I talk about that, it's because Rising Sun Kick has so much value right now if you're using Rising Mist. If you're using Rising Mist, not only Rising Sun Kick is going to heal if you're using Essence Font Legendary, or after using Essence Font with the Fistweaving Legendary, but it's also going to increase or extend your HOTS. So this is why I was talking about Rising Sun Kick having a really strong priority, because it interacts so well in your melee Mistweaver build. Like I mentioned, in Mythic Blue scenarios, I do feel a lot of people will choose Covenants that provide DPS, and that choice is going, again, a lot of the things, legendaries are going to be based on DPS. I'm not sure how this is gonna work in raid situations. I really want to try out in raids, because I am a big fan of Fistweaving, and I really kind of want to hear people's opinions about Fistweaving in general. Are people excited about being melee healers, or do people want to be melee healers? The fact that Holy Paladin and Mistweaver is looking to be like melee healers at this point, is that a good thing, or does everyone want to be ranged? Like, I think Blizzard is trying heavily at this point to give Holy Paladins a way to heal in ranged. And Mistweavers always had this option as well, because you do have the Upwelling build, which was extremely popular in raids, because, let's be honest, if you play Upwelling build in raids or something and you cast Essence Font once in a while, you would get a very favorable results in terms of HPS, compared to a Fistweaving build, which required a lot of organization, a lot of, like, you have to pay attention. So right now, Essence Font, okay, this is going to be juicy. We have a lot of cooldowns ready. So we actually used Vu, but I'm not sure where the person has it. The mage got so let's not get stuck here. We're waiting for Essence Font. So Essence Font, Thunder Focus Tea, Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick. Okay, I should have went into Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick, We still need to use our... We have to use revival. We couldn't really fully heal the soap. Our Fistweaving wasn't able to fully do it, at least in that moment. I really wanted to try out if I could just, without using any strong cooldowns, if I could just keep up through Prideful. At higher level keys, I don't think there's a way that your legendary would be able to heal them up, but I don't expect that anyways. But at this level, at a plus 10 or something along those lines, I really kind of wanted to see it, but I guess I needed a bit more HOTS out there, renewing mist and things like that. It is also worth noting that there is another legendary Tom, Tears of Morning or Tear of Morning, that has been redesigned, and it's also looking to be like a nice little addition that I have not tested yet. So I'm not even sure if this legendary is even going to be the #1 choice for Mythic Plus. Maybe in Mythic Plus you'll want to play a bit more safe, especially in higher keys, in order to heal Prideful, because Prideful is no joke at higher keys, because it scales with key level. And maybe you'll just try and do what I call, okay, I need to be really careful here, what I call a safe build, and trying to just, you know, keep people alive. Or if this legendary is going to be something that a lot of people are going to be used, because it's still a good damage portion and a healing portion. But again, more testing is needed. Is 15 seconds long enough? Should it last a bit more? I definitely feel the fact that you need to Essence Font, DPS, 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 Essence Font, DPS, DPS, DPS. It feels a little bit weird sometimes. I almost think that after casting Essence Font, you should have a bigger portion where you can DPS without having to worry to cast Essence Font again. But again, we're gonna try this, guys. We're gonna cast our Essence Font, Renewing Mist. We're gonna try and have Renewing Mist out. Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Tiger Palm, Blackout Kick. We have 3 seconds. We're gonna cast Essence Font again. We might get wrecked here. I need to dispel. So Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick. I walked into that one. Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick. I'm not sure if Red Crane is going to be the build for Mythic Plus either. Because the interaction of Red Crane Mastery, there's a lot of weird issues with it so far, with a lot of conduits and certain legendaries. Maybe it's gonna get fixed, maybe not. Maybe Blizzard doesn't intend certain things working with Chi. We'll have to see about that. Like, definitely the talent build for Mythic Plus, I don't think it's set in stone at this point in terms of what's gonna happen in tier 45. The general consensus I feel about this video in terms of the fun, I think it's a fun legendary. I think the legendary brings back to, in a way, burst healing through melee DPS, which I felt was what Wave the Crane kind of brought in BFA. BFA, Wave the Crane was an insanely expensive ability. I'm not saying this is close to the power of Wave the Crane, but I feel this is what Blizzard is trying to bring back to Mistweaver toolkit. Something that doesn't require, like in BFA, in order to use Wave the Crane, you wanted to kind of have as many mobs as you can. This is one of the reasons why Mistweavers used to scale so well in MDI. The more mobs you have, the more mobs you can hit with Spinning Crane Kick, the more healing you're gonna get from Wave the Crane. And I feel like Blizzard wants to bring back the same kind of feeling without the need of a lot of mobs. And again, without sacrificing like an insane amount of mana. It's not as powerful, obviously, but I think that's what it's trying to bring you. A good healing from the rune here. I'm still not 100% certain about Essence Font being tied into it. I initially thought that I was going to hate it a lot more. I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. That's for sure. I actually kind of... Again, I wish the duration would be longer, but I think I kind of like the Fistweaving with this legendary, and I think it's relatively strong. But again, it's beta, guys.